Hi, good night. It's Coffee Tea or Lavish with Mona in the Fatigable Heights. Timeless, tireless, unstoppable Mona in the Fatigable Heights. Yeah, you, me. All right, so tonight I'm here to talk about a lot. You know, she a day late and a dollar short. Always, or a dollar short and a day late. I don't know, whatever Maya Angelou said. That's what it is. So, I told you guys the last time I wanted to review Titi Do You Love Me, starring Blame It on K-Way. I died laughing. Yes, I am going to review Blame It on K-Way 2-3 years later. I don't care. It is really good. It is now streaming on the Zeus network, so you can find it on Zeus. I told y'all that I was going to go into the Zeus archives and I was going to see what they do in the... So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about is Blame It on K-Way's Titi Do You Love Me. And I'm like, Titi, do you love me? I'm like, is that why Drake did that song? I never knew about Titi Do You Love Me, but the show is everything. Alright, so Zeus, I'm ready for season 2 of Titi Do You Love Me. It was well done, it was well put together, and I loved it all. So let's just go into it. So we start out in the house. The house is bad. Titi look like she do hair. She look like she a hairdresser or something. So she gets a 10 in my book for every look. As you see, I'm doing my Titi, so you must know that I find something in Titi that I like and love. Hello. Oh. So the people that are vying for Titi's love, come on in. There's a little man and a big man. The little man is walking on the bed. The big man dives on the bed. He about to break the bed. The white man Devo the bed. There's a man, Baywatch, he's cute. Cha-ching is old money. A felony dude, he look cockeyed. Teacup, I can't, that's the little man. K, TT whole X is under the show and appeared in the competition. Cheating ass nigga, Can, that's his name, Can. And don't forget that she got Lala, her best friend, who is gonna help her find a man. Fudge Pop is her favorite ice cream. And Teacup I'm gonna fuck Teacup gonna freaking kill him. Oh, Strapped is a whole butch, but that's a real man. Big Heart, he came in doing opera. Then you got Rockstar and Prince Charming. All right. So Fudge Cup is a whole narcissist. Titi tried to put Teacup in her leg, talking about something. Come sit in my leg. come here, sit in my leg. That shit said, his heavy ass. She said, I'm just playing. I was just playing. Baywatch comes and lifts Titi out the damn way. Between the old man, the short man, the singing man, Titi got a lot going on, alright? That's episode 1. Episode 2, Titi fighting the damn garbage cans. Her boyfriend, he was, you know, flirting with the bartender because they was having a little backyard thing. And he kept flirting the whole time, talking he's there for Titi and this and that, when he done broke Titi heart already and he looked like he ain't learned his lesson. So Titi done had to run up on him. She fighting the garbage cans. The old man, cha-ching, old money, he had a heart attack. She lost her wig and got the Trey Songz braids like me. Baywatch don't know CPR. Lala said, Baywatch, you a damn fraud. Look over there with your white self. Like, what's the point of the blue eyes and all that and all that? Like, you should be knowing how to damn do CPR, Baywatch. Cha-ching went out on a stretcher. Cha-ching and Titi, it wouldn't work. Cha-ching ambulance started it didn't work either, and it wouldn't move. And Big Heart started singing Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Let's have a moment of silence for cha-ching. Cha-ching. Episode 3 was Show Me Your Talent. Damn mosquito. Oh. Felony comes in, he gives a whole Happy Meal jingle. Baywatch, his tank top smelling like herring and neck sweat. Teacup tried to give Titi a massage. It turned into a chokehold, a wrestling match. Titi's talking about you too aggressive, Teacup. That's the little man. Fudge Pop. His talent is his body. Then he said a poem, bitch. Reid, and drops the mic. Okay, Fudge Pop. Felony. Get out. He came as a bum. Like, drinking a 40 ounce. Like, just talking mad buffale. Like, nothing. He came with nothing. Big Heart took an hour to get down the damn stairs. Titi was not impressed. Because every time we turn around, this big man just starts singing. What's that dude that won American Idol? Jermaine Frank? What's that man's name? You know that big man that won American Idol? He's doing the best rendition of that man. Alright. Rockstar did his Peace and Light. He seemed crazy. Strapped painted a whole eggplant, a mandingo eggplant. Strapped the butch, painted they. Titi took that home with her. Titi said, I need a couple minutes with this. Alright, episode 4 was I need y'all to swim across the pool to me with a plate with one piece of chicken wing on it, because I'm hungry and I need to see what you got. So Strap, she got cramps. She come to the damn swimming pool competition with her damn hot water bottle in her pants. Holding it up, talking about wait, talk about I got cramps, but I still wanted to do the challenge. So she comes across with, it wasn't, nah, okay, you are exonerated. Go ahead. Baywatch is a damn superhero child. Y'all could have just played the damn theme song for Superman with him coming through. Baywatch tossed Teacup into the damn pool. Teacup nearly hit his damn head on the wall. We nearly lost another member of the cave. Teacup was mad. He went to TT. He tried to get the chicken, over there, dry everything, but he's short and he little and he just don't have that, stance to stand up to try to get himself across the water. So chicken got wet. And Titi said, wait, I don't want the chicken because it's wet or whatever. And he says, nah, I need you to eat the cake. Eat the cake, anime. He's like, you're not going to eat the chicken. And I done went through all that and just tossed me in the pool and all day. So that was a mess. Prince Charming, he be leaning all the time. He lean all the time. He be leaning. So he was leaning all the way across the pool. And TT ain't like it. So Big Heart, he dived into the pool like Jesus weird. Big Heart dived into the pool like Free Willy, bruh. Big Heart, he took 2 hours across the damn water, and he just kept coming and coming and coming. And it took him so long after he got winded, just throwing himself, diving in like Willie. So when he dived in like that, like he took a lot of energy, and then he took like 2 hours to get across the water, and then he got hungry. Big heart ate the damn chicken and came with the bone with a little piece of the meat. Talking about something, I saved you this. Titi like, what? And then he started to sing, so you know she got more pissed. Like, bruh, what? No. That was so damn funny. Felony, can you put it in a glass with ice, please? Thank you.
That's what it should have.
Yes. Close the door. Felony, he aced it. He done walked across, like took himself across his height and everything, made him the perfect, one for the job, and he got over there with chicken, not wet. He did what he had to do. Titi said she ain't like Rockstar hairline when she took his hat off, and Felony was out of pocket, and he had to leave with his 40 ounce because his eyes was on her homegirl like the whole time. He kept trying to talk to Lala, So Titi was like, no, bruh, it's time for you to go. Rockstar, his hairline, she ain't like it. She was like thinking about the kids they gonna have and everything. And she like, nah, I don't want none of them kids coming out with that hairline. So, episode 5, Strap, everybody was like, trying to fight, and Strap, she flipped Fudge Cup because she do karate. Fudge Cup wasn't trying to fight that girl, karate or not. Then they put Fudge Pop fought Baywatch. He got some kind of anger inside. He done flipped Baywatch and flipped Baywatch, and then wait, Big Heart and Teacup. Teacup. So the big man and the little man. And the little man was like, thank you.
Careful.
Yeah, thanks.
Have you seen my head? Never mind, I'll just send it to you.
So the little man and the big man, they put them together because they was having some type of argument. So Teacup was like, he ain't never gonna touch me. He ain't gonna catch me. Teacup had that big man running all over that ring, right? So, Teacup talking about some Big Heart. He breathed in when you chasing after me, chasing him. This man running. It was enough. Titi was like, nah, y'all gotta get out the ring. Then they put Fudge Pop to fight Prince Charming. I'm trying to lead. Prince Charming trying to run. Fudge Pop grabbed him and grabbed him again. He kept grabbing him. I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on? Teacup, damn, Prince Charming trying to run out the ring, and Fudge Pop holding on to that man. That wasn't me. Child. Whew. So then, she told, Strap had to leave at their episode case. It was men, and they fighting with Strap. It's not cute. And Strap, she had to have her water bottle at the pool challenge and all of that. And Titi says she never been with a girl, and so like it's hard for her. She don't know what they do. So Strap, she needed to leave, and she leaning for a kiss, and that kiss was so long and hard and looked good. And Titi was like, she'll know. All right, so episode 6. I don't know what happened, but somebody said Baywatch is a bitch ass Caucasian. I don't know. And Fudge Pop is broke, and she don't want no Chuck E. Cheese. And Teacup, Fudge Pop had like $5 in his bank. I don't know. Teacup got on a pink hat that says Virginity Rocks, and is out there with his dingaling, showing everyone. What's the what? Let me tell you something. Wait. What happened?
Nothing.
So what did you talk about?
Nothing.
You said you had a look.
No, I said nothing. Proceed.
No, you had a look.
It was just coming in to look. Like, you see, I wasn't even trying to do all this. 'Cause I know you videoed.
Oh.
I was just coming to look. And now you just...
I had a moment. And I gave it to you.
I don't want it.
Bye. So, Teacup showing his little dangling all over the damn place on the internet and all these talking about he looking for love, and at the same time he got his dangling on the internet. So Titi was a little bit mad about that because she like, okay, no. So she had Lala go take everybody's phone, bring to her so she could go through it. So they was coming in the room. She said, open your phone, cause you already know when you got a girl out here. When you got a girl, you talking about you looking for love, and you know we go through people's phones. I did that before. Yeah, I did that before. So my ex, he had a phone, and you know when you call the phone and it say the number you have called has not set up the voicemail as yet. So I called it, and it said the number you have called has not set up the voicemail as yet. So I set up the voicemail, I made a password, and I got to it. And I was checking the messages and so on, and I heard something that I didn't like. So I told the man, I said, sir, your voicemail password is this, that, and that, because I don't think that I'm your secretary, so I don't feel like I should be checking your voicemail. I'm not with that, okay? Maybe that's why the man never left me the bungalow because I'm miserable and do my things. I'm an Aries, so I make up stuff in my head like relationship type madness. Like I do it. Like I would just like, yeah, my ex. I would be like, oh here, yeah, that girl, you with her. I will send your picture and everything. I'd be like, that's who you with, and y'all about to have a baby and all this stuff. Like, yes, are you breed that girl and really, like, yeah, I be having some little issues in my head. That's why I'm single, because I'm like, I give too much trouble. I gotta stay. I gotta stay single because no. And you know, I told the man that his password was da 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 da, and the man ain't changed the password, and I was still checking the voicemail till we had another incident, and I was just like, oh no, something wrong with you. Yeah, and nigga, you gonna change your password? Did I not tell you that I'm checking this stuff? Like, what is you doing? Anyway, so Titi got up in the people's phone, so she told him to delete the pic and the app, and Teacup is now D-Cup, okay? And his damn phone, Prince Charming got named by bros. Who is Tom? My bro. Who is Tony? My bro. Who is Peter? My bro. Who's Ricky? My bro. Who's John? My bro. Just mad bros. Beer money and I'm for. And so TT looking, I'm looking, and he leaning. Him not straight. So something not right. Something ain't right. Anyway, Big Heart, he going home and he's singing on the way out, child. Talking about some God bless America. Bye, Big Heart. Dang. Episode 7. We are now down to our final 4. We got to get there. So Tammy Roman was on this episode. Shout out to Tammy Roman. She appeared in these, and it was funny. She was funny. She gave it what she was given. This was a stripper challenge, guys. So they had a whole stripper pole in the middle of the outside, and they came to, you know, perform for TT or whatever. So Teacup, he became half pint because he the one with a whole ding-a-ling pig on the internet everywhere, and they pull out nothing and ain't showing nothing, running around like a little gremlin. Prince Charming came with the full load. He came full throttle. We knew that he did this for a living, child. And then when he took his body and rolled it across Lala and Tammy and Titi, it was like, what is this? He rolled his whole damn body across them 3 people. We were like, what is happening? Tammy ain't like that, child. She said, oh no, this is not for me. He's sweaty. I don't know. So we established that Prince Charming was a pro. Tammy said I could put $2 on that. So elimination, Teacup had to go. Fudge Pop got no print in his pants when he was doing his little dance. So I don't know. Prince Charming leaned his way out. Plus the team, we are worried. We want to know what's going on. Prince Charming leaning too tough. Am I leaning too hard? Am I leaning to the left? Am I leaning to the right? Am I lean up? There he goes talking about something. Oh, I don't even stand like that anyway. Like Prince Charming, you a whole maze. You a whole clown. Episode 8, it was time to choose one. Titi chose, she wanted to choose 2. So the last 2 was Fudge Pop and Baywatch. They were the last 2 standing. So episode 9, Titi makes her decision. So Fudge Pop and Titi gonna be riding together. Are you riding with Titi? He like, yeah, I'm riding with Titi. She like, you sure? He like, yeah, I'm sure. She like, you sure? He like, yeah, I'm sure. She like, okay. So she done sent Baywatch away. Bye, Baywatch. You know, you not the one. I'm gonna choose Fudge Pop or whatever and everything. And then they was like, okay, they gonna kiss. Child. Then people said they was gonna kiss. Titi leaned in. Fudge Pop leaned in. They both leaned in. Next thing I know, Fudge Pop told me something, I can't do this. What? He said, you know, I tried to do it and everything because I leaned in and, you know, but then your mustache and I can't do it. What? CT's like, what? I'm like, what? What? He like, yeah, you know, when they hit me up, I was like, yeah, I could do it or whatever. Plus, you know, you got, you know, this and that or whatever, but I just cannot do it. I'm like, what? He said, you standing there like a big old Aquaman right now. Like, you really looking like Aquaman. And I'm talking about Titi got her ball gown on, looking beautiful with her hair all flowing and everything. And this man come talking that buffale. Child, he said he couldn't do it, child. And that was the man, what he said, rejected Titi after she chose him when she asked him was he riding with Titi and all that and all that and all that. So that was it. Titi, do you love me? Funny as all get out. Needs another season a set right now. We should be filming. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not a big buzz, but I wanted to bring it to my audience because I know that you guys know that we know where the funny at, all right? Especially in our situation where we be needing stuff, lighter stuff than the heavier stuff to keep us going. But you know that I'm going to bring you everything, all right? So, that's Titi, Do You Love Me? All right, I'm looking for episode 2. Titi went all out. She was mad. She got upset. You know, she turned into Carrie, and she fell in the pool. Her gown, she was coming out looking like a damn black Aquaman for real. And that's it. I'm kind of watching The Real Dumbass World. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to see. It's a little bit funny, but I don't know. I am definitely looking about that though. Okay. All right. I wanted to talk about. Give me one moment in time. One moment in time. I go. Give me one moment in time. when I'm all that I thought I could be, when all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. I think that's it. I don't know the lyrics. Hold up. Let me grab my laptop. Let me grab my laptop. Let me grab it. Let me grab my laptop. Let me grab my laptop. I wanted to talk about one esteemed on a more serious note, said and that person is none other than Mr. Manasseh Jordan. Prophet Manasseh Jordan. Yeah, it's me with the blue hair. I'm gonna be talking about Manasseh today. Yeah. Yeah. So, child, Mr. Prophet, esteemed His Highness Manasseh Jordan, broke the internet last week and released some photos on his Instagram, and I was scrolling through the YouTube kitchen with my teacup and my teapot, and I saw Mr. Prophet Pastor Bishop, I don't know, Larry Reid live, put a picture up that made me go and look. Now, this piece should please a friend of mine that we went to church together and we got baptized together and all that. And she came to me one day and she said, what do you think about this prophet? And I'm like, who? And she said, Prophet Manasseh Jordan. And this was like 2013. And I was like, oh, I don't know who that is. Who is that? And she was like, yes, girl, he's a prophet. And, you know, da-da-da-da. So, I was like, oh, okay. So I went and I did some research on him. And at the time, he was allegedly dating Angela Simmons. So, our esteemed prophets released a photo last week, and the photo is not there anymore. I guess they got him to take it out. However, kind of had a look like this. See the Prophet Manasseh Jordan? Yeah, very, very handsome young man. Bear with me for a moment here. You know, I gotta give you my best customer service voice. Okay, so here lies the photo of the prophet that broke the internet. This was one of them, right? So just look kind of feminine or whatever. So Larry, he went live and he talks about the prophet, and he said that, so just to give you a little backstory, Larry and the prophet's father, Bishop Jordan, Bishop Jordan, are connected in that the bishop is Larry Reid's spiritual father. So he's a part of their spiritual family. Okay? So, yes. Now, when you look at the live that Larry Reid did, he put a picture up. Other people were talking about it. Other people had the picture up, and people were talking, going in and everything, like, I guess, like how people do. And Larry said that he spoke with Manasseh, and he said that while he was live, Bishop Jordan called. So he had told Bishop Jordan, tried to get in touch with Bishop Jordan and let him know that he was getting ready to do the show and discuss Manasseh's picture. So Bishop Jordan was talking to him while he was live, and they were talking or whatever. And, they had their little conversation and everything. So he was like, oh, I'm live already and everything, and this and that and everything, and so on and so forth. So Larry gave the story, and he gave the spin that they wanted him to give of the story. He said that he was on the phone and he was talking to somebody. Well, somebody called him, and they're like, oh, Manasseh wants to talk. And so he started to talk to Manasseh. Manasseh said, he's, in the gym, he's working out. He did take the picture. One of his staff may have put a picture on the internet, and he does have high chest, so the shirt looks a certain type of way, and his pants, they were tight. But then the hairstyle, so he said, why your hair look like that? And he said, well, his hair has always been, this type of way or whatever. And he had maybe his braids in, and he pulled it out or whatever and everything and stuff like that. And, Larry started to talk about the relationship between Manasseh and Miss Bishop Jordan, saying they had been estranged. Because Larry had already brought the story about Manasseh, and when he brought the story, him and Bishop Jordan had connected. Bishop Jordan came on the show, and he also talked about the fact that him and his son was estranged, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like the backstory. So Larry wanted to bring the story in a way that would not be damaging to Manasseh, because they are connected. Manasseh is young, right, in regards to ministry, life, business, and all of these things, in relation to, say, his father or Larry Reid. So Manasseh was brought about as a protege of Benny Hines, and he was brought into the religious world of infamy, preaching with Benny Hines. All right. So we're gonna go over to Wikipedia, and I'm gonna give you a little background information on Manasseh. Okay, hold on. Bear with me for a moment, guys. So I'm gonna find Manasseh. All right, so I'm gonna give you his own bio. We're gonna start with date, just so we can get the background. I don't know why there is no wiki. That's interesting. So about himself, he says he was once affectionately referred to as a young prophet by peers and congregations nationwide. He's now Prophet Manasseh Jordan. I started ministry at the age of 8. Carries with him the quintessence of hope, healing, and restoration. He knew that God had a bigger plan for his life. He went through extensive and intensive training under the leadership of the Holy Spirit. He's a Christian minister. Been involved in Christian ministry all his life. He appeared weekly on BET's Morning Inspiration. He's an inspirational speaker, entrepreneurial with right. Okay, so hold on. So guys, I guess we get nothing too much more about date. All right, hold on. Let's see. I don't see nothing. I'm not seeing nothing on Wikipedia for him. What I am seeing is his father. Oh. All right. So let's see here. Come on, I know why this I go so. They seem to have no information about him available. So there's no wiki information, there's no background information, there's no date of birth, there's none of that information available right there that I can see. So that's gonna take a deeper look. I'm not here to like tear his life apart or pick his life apart. I'm here to talk about the incidents. He is Prophet Bishop Jordan's son, allegedly. And somehow, somewhere, he came up under the Benny Hinn ministry, because there are videos out there that you can go and put up from YouTube and everywhere else with him preaching and teaching with Benny Hinn. All right. He came as a prosperity preacher, and he was preaching miracles and doing wonders and signs like Benny Hinn, and he had the same type of way of giving the word. Excuse me. So he had a role that was going. Hold on. I say anytime Taja get the sitting stuck in her brains, she should scream out like she mad or something like that. I don't know why she do it. Anyway. So yeah. So he was preaching and working miracles and all that. There were things that I saw. They while I was doing my research, watching videos and so on. They brought him out as a seer, somebody that sees and prophesies and so on and so forth, the prophet anointing. And they traveled all over. He had a company that he incorporated. It's only one business that I've seen in Florida. Then his ministry became a business. His ministry became a business at a young age because he's not that old. I don't know, because I'm not seeing his background information in order to tell me like how old he is or anything like that, and so that makes it difficult. So maybe they took some time to clean some stuff off of the internet. I would have to go into like the court records and all that. I'm not doing that right now. But I will definitely go and find that information for you. But yeah, he's young. And his ministry started very early because he started at 8 years old, they said. So I've seen him in clips where he is prophesying with Benny Hinn and giving, prophecy to people and telling them about money coming in, and it's a lot about money and the prosperity and all of that, like a Joel Osteen and all of them. So his ministry became a business where they were like calling people and asking people for like a donation to the church, for prayer, for miracles, for all types of different stuff, like robocalls. And robocalls became illegal in America by the FCC. So the FCC is and does monitor those types of things. So it is illegal. He was using the robocalls to reach out to like Christian people and getting money from them. So it kind of like became a scam, like scamming, right, of Christian people. And a part of the business was like sending things to people, like how, what's the man, Peter Prophet, some prophet that was on BET. I don't know if he's still on BET, Early Morning Prophet with a P, and you could get like like the kerchief and like the blessed oil and the blessed water and the blessed juice and the blessed Bible and the blessed piece of rock and the blessed oil and the blessed this and the blessed date and everything you could get blessed, and they send it to you and they give you instructions on how to use it, like how to activate it and all that, like stuff like that. So some people will call that witchcraft, but it's just to me, a portion of that is in the understanding of the formula. Like in the spiritual realm, there's always a formula of like the problem and the remedy is the solution or the formula. And when the man had leprosy and the prophet said go jump in the river, you had to go jump in the river. And so therefore, it is what it is. So with all that, I say that to say that he had fallen into some trouble with the law and was under a lot of lawsuits, and they had found him, his company, guilty of those things. scamming, like, allegedly. And so he went away. That was around 2019 or so, 2018, 2019. He went away and had disappeared from the scene. So, according to Cook County Record, December 14th. Okay, so April 29, 2019, CookCountyRecord.com says federal court grants default judgment against Prophet, who's made millions from millions of robocalls. A federal judge has entered a default judgment against a self-identified prophet who is accused of profiting mightily from his use of robocalls in violation of federal telecommunications laws. Jeffrey Molitor filed a class action complaint in January 2016 in Cook County Circuit Court against Manasseh Jordan Ministries and Yakeem Manasseh Jordan. At the time, Molitor said he kept getting calls seeking money, despite thousands of consumer complaints decrying their practice. The complaint identified Jordan as a self-identified prophet who lives a lavish lifestyle that includes multi-million-dollar homes and Rolls-Royce cars. These expenditures are largely funded through seed faith money donated to his nonprofit corporation, MJM, and or his father's corporation, Zoe Ministries. In a motion filed April 16, Molitor and the other plaintiffs asked the judge on the bench to enter default judgment, a request he granted in an April 26 filing. According to the motion, the defendants refused to participate in the litigation for nearly a year. So on March 22nd, the judge entered the entry of default, prompting the request for default judgment. Among the violations cited were 74 robocalls to Molitor, 138 calls to Laura de la Cabada, and so on and so forth. The plaintiff said they had evidence each call was made with an auto dialer and featured a pre-recorded message entitling them to $500 in statutory damages for each call, a total of $183,000, but also pointed to overwhelming evidence that defendants intentionally and repeatedly violated the act. Right. So, they participated in discovery for more than a year from the filing of the first amended complaint in June 2016, but abruptly stopped participating in this action after May 25, 2018, when the plaintiffs filed a properly noticed motion. After that, they allegedly failed to appear at 3 status hearings, and all their attorneys withdrew from this case over the course of a year. It isn't clear the MGM business was ever properly incorporated. The plaintiffs asked that Jordan be held personally accountable, and the business is a shell entity and Manasseh's alter ego, so he should be liable for violating the act, and allowing him to escape liability would sanction a manifest injustice and all of that. So they did grant default judgment against Prophet Manasseh. So the issue is that both of their businesses were tied to the lawsuit, and it seemed like there was an estrangement between the two on a personal level, and a stripping away of the business, or a parting down the middle of the business collaboration that they have been doing for some time. When the father appeared on Larry Reid's live, Larry said that he did speak and say that he was estranged from his son. So that's one thing. Now, the next thing is that when Larry was talking, he said that it seems as if, allegedly, the people who were behind the business are the ones who came up between the father and the son and caused this problem to occur. How do I say this? I made a comment about it on Larry's post. So the issue of Manasseh looking feminine, seeming effeminate, um, is an interesting one. It is fodder for gossip. It is something that we can mock and jeer or whatever. Or we can discuss this, in totality. He has been out of the public eye for a while. They had this situation between the father and the son that brought about an estrangement. And I think that they are now ready to bring Manasseh back to the forefront as a prophet that they have stated that he is a sort of end times prophet. Manasseh does have a feminine appearance. Is he gay? I don't know. I don't care. Like, that's irrelevant to us as the people. The only way that it is relevant is within the Christian arena and demographic, as far as the prophet that he says he is, and based upon what the biblical word says about, orientation. In this modern world, we have come to be desensitized to what we see and know, and so therefore you have me. I have on my blue wig and my money outfit because I am doing a parody of a man, Titi, blame it on K-Way, that wears a dress and appears like a female. I have left that story to talk about Prophet Manasseh Jordan appearing like a female. I am not the judge. I am not here to judge him. I'm not here to judge anyone, because that is not my ministry, okay? Excuse me, that's not my calling. What is important is to realize and remember that when you have the power that Manasseh and Bishop Jordan have or had in their hands to affect people and to be able to take from the weak and to subject the weak to poverty while they enlarging their lifestyle or their territory, that is the problem. That is the problem. Do I wish for a father and son to be reconciled? Yes. Because what is it for there to be this estrangement? I believe that Manasseh was left to dry, he felt, when this whole lawsuit situation occurred, and his name was at the forefront of the issues and the problems, and he was young and probably was just signing on the dotted line and did not know how the money for the lavish lifestyle was being funded exactly. Because when you have a name and when you are an influencer, as some of our leaders of the church are influencers, you are able to be used to influence a set of people. And the influencing in this case is of the Christian demographic. These people are able to influence Christian people. And so they were used as a front for the business of the ones who are backing them when the business started, the ones who gave them whatever contract, signed whatever deal with them to place them on a TV network or whatever it is the contract is that they signed. What Larry Reid is saying is that the people in the background that are handling the business end of this family business were the ones who caused the separation between the two men, because Manasseh was young and more than likely able to be led, and the father is getting older and his control may be a lot more less than when Manasseh was younger. The shaping of his career and everything that we have seen does not have a beginning nor a background story for me to even look at and say to you. So that's something that we're going to look at even more deeply. there has to be some form of history from where you came, whence you came, what you are, who you are, or whatever. Like, someone who affected so much and so many people must have a bio background, whatever. I believe the picture was released to the media to garner attention, and Manasseh is now making his comeback, which he is. He has a YouTube channel, all right, Prophet Manasseh Jordan, I believe it is, and also is now using his Instagram page again to update and show the preachings and teachings that he is doing and has done. I only hope that he is not getting ready to start scamming people again. Remember this situation with Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo was someone that everybody looked at, and the way how her business, the business did, Miss Cleo was just one woman, right? They took Miss Cleo, they built call centers, they placed people in there to make robocalls, allegedly some sort of way like this, to the people, telling them that she could tell their fortune and their future and this and that. And it became illegal because of the kind of like fraudulent way of telling people their fortunes and stuff. There's no way to really like censor that. And so the entities came in and they swooped down on the business. And Miss Cleo went to jail because she was the one who was, you know, the front of this situation. She's lying to people. She's a fraud. She's doing that. But Miss Cleo was only one person and she wasn't a millionaire. So whoever the business people were that came to her and said, hey, we can do this with you. Hey, let your face and your voice be used, and you sign a contract and your face and your voice is being used to, you know, scam people or something like that. Now you're caught up and you're having this problem. It's sort of like that occurred with Manasseh, right? So now the reason why that even occurred is because of the ability to influence. All right. Okay, so there was a case against Miss Cleo. Says in infomercials that flooded the late night airwaves, Miss Cleo, portrayed by Reid Harris, promised to provide mystical insights into love, money, and other mysteries. She claimed to be a Jamaican mystic, but a birth certificate introduced as evidence in a civil case in Florida showed that she was born in Los Angeles to American parents. She invoked the Fifth Amendment, so she didn't have to testify against herself. The case was filed with the FTC again, that the defendants engage in deceptive advertising, billing, and collection practices. They repeatedly call consumers without providing them a reasonable method for stopping the calls, and they violated the pay-per-call rules. So there are certain laws and rules that govern like making calls to people for money and business and so on and so forth that they violated. And this is the same thing that happened with Manasseh. All right, so that's what occurred in the case of the lawsuits and so on and so forth. Now, the New Age thought pattern that Bishop Jordan and Manasseh Jordan and, you know, their affiliates have is a question for Christian people, because, you know, they talk about certain things you know, a lot of Christian people are like against and are burning it out, like burn out this and burn out that, like, you know, we are against this and we're against that, and these are the things that they are actually doing. So it's a little, that's the question for the Christian people that they're asking about their thoughts and ways of teaching and the word that they're bringing. Now there is a number of questions that people are asking. A lot of people are saying that, you know, he was promising to raise people from the dead for $1,000 and, you know, things like that, sending them gold dust and things like that, telling you to pray over it, like, you know, sprinkle holy water. I don't know. They call Manasseh Jordan the pulpit pimp. Now, for me personally, and I'm just going to say this, he has always looked feminine to me. All right? There is nothing new about him looking overly feminine at this time, and I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the youngest pictures I have seen of him, and he looks effeminate in this picture as well. You can be seen with his dreadlocks. His hair looked very nappy. He tried to say that the picture that we saw, that's his hair. I'm not too sure about that. Pictures are like, I don't know what his body be looking like. He look like Chabu. He be having his collar up. He pop his collar, boy. He pops his collar. Hold on, hold on. He be rocking some weird hairstyles. Because, look, I mean, really and truly, talk to me. Why him collar up like that? Manasseh. But I like him. I like him. And he prophesies. I don't know if it's real or not. But yes, you can see Manasseh want to be Michael Jackson. He have a Michael Jackson thing about him, you know. Yeah, I like a little Michael Jackson. Sexy with it, sexy on the pulpit. Right, that's a she. Yes. So that's Manasseh, guys. As I said, so my problem with Manasseh is not about, you know, this situation about. Are we talking about him looking effeminate or whatever? You know, it's more about what is he doing now? Is he coming back out? Yes. What is he trying to do? Preach and teach again. And he's always had this kind of like broad chest. Look at him here on Lipstick Alley. There's this photo here. Look. He just had them. When he was younger, he didn't have that chase. But he actually like did that. He started working out and it made his chest and all that get real big and give him that look. It gives him a feminine look up here that I'm not too feeling too good about. But they said that he people who worked in the call center talked about it, like, you know, people just call and send them their money and stuff like that. All right. So there's a lot of information out there and a lot of tea. So that's what it is. I don't know what happened with the father, but something must have happened. I don't know if they had the kids go in. I don't know if he wasn't receiving any money. All of the lawyers quit the job, you know, throughout the year. The father walked away, everything. So I think he was left with a lot of things on his head, his shoulders. They put everything on him. The father continued preaching and doing what he's doing. And Manasseh was out there trying to get his life back together, they said. And that's about it for now. So that's it for Manasseh Jordan. If anything you want to find out, you can go and read about it. You can Google him and everything. I'm gonna do a little I need more background information. I was reading about him, I read about him. I didn't want to bring gossip. I just want to talk about the lawsuits, the ministry he has, the ministry he had, what happened to the ministry. Now he's returning back to ministry. So, be prepared to dig down into your pockets, and also to get these prophecies, and then also pay for it. Pay for prophecy, pay for blessings, pay for, holy water, whatever, all that stuff. So that's that for Manasseh Jordan. All right. So I am done with that. What else did I have about it? He has a pay-to-pray scam. He was sued at least 20 times in federal court since 2013. They call his father the master prophet. He owned at least 2 waterfront properties in Florida costing over $1 million. He did allege that there was sexual abuse by 2 sisters previously, allegedly. He disappeared after the big scandal with the courts, and it was worldwide news, and then we didn't hear back from him again until he put up those pictures on the internet looking effeminate, and we are addressing that today. So it's not about the look that he's carrying, even though, just to let you know what the agenda is, if we accept the look and we accept him with the girly twist and the bows and the this and the that, and he's back to preaching and you're back to sending your money again, just know and understand he's gonna rise again like the phoenix. He's gonna rise again like the beast, and he's gonna be out here taking people money again. So let's figure out exactly what Manasseh is trying to do. Is there any change behavior and all that, so that we can have some kind of is there any regret? Is there any, are we going to address that, or are we just going to go back to preaching as if it wasn't nothing? Because when you had the Larry Reid conversation the other day, you had the opportunity to say, some things happened in the media. I went away to clear my head and to try to understand what happened or whatever, so that I, can make it better and never let this happen again or whatever. Give us something. Don't just jump back into what you were doing, because that just tells us that there is no change behavior, no learned behavior. There's nothing new. So that doesn't feel good. All right. Thank you. That's it for Manasseh. We're going to talk about Bishop Jordan too, but we're not ready yet. We'll bring that one at a later date. All right. So now I wanted to talk about I'm gonna do Orange County by itself. I gotta put that on the DVD by itself. I'm like a video by itself. I'm not doing that today. All right. So I wanted to talk about the Travis Scott and Charlemagne in here. All right. So Travis Scott, Jack Vermont Webster, known professionally as Travis Scott. This is his Wikipedia. His stage name is a namesake of a favorite uncle, combined with the first name of one of his inspirations, who is Kid Kutti. In 2012, he signed his first major label contract with Epic Records. In November of the same year, he signed a publishing deal with Kanye West, and he signed a recording contract with T.I. and dates 3 deals. In 2018, his third studio album, Astroworld, was released to critical acclaim and produced his first Billboard Hot 100 #1 single, Sicko Mode. He has been nominated for 8 Grammys and got a Billboard Music Award and a Latin Grammy Award. He has gained notoriety for controversies and legal issues regarding safety at his concerts. On November 5th, 2021, 10 people died and hundreds were injured in a crowd crush moving toward the stage during Scott's performance at his Astro World Festival in his hometown of Houston, Texas. So yes, the Astro World situation. His first solo full-length project is a mixtape titled Owl Pharaoh. So it's an Owl Pharaoh, Moloch Pharaoh, okay? Pharaoh of Moloch. No, that's it. He's the one who said it, you know. Owl Pharaoh. The owl is Moloch, Pharaoh of Moloch. Created by Kanye West and Mike Dean. That was delayed. Alright. Whatever. So he did a couple things. He used a lot of type of you know what you call images and things of that nature. Alright, so Travis Scott had the situation that occurred at Astroworld where people died and people were hurt, and it was a bad situation. One moment. All right, so Travis Scott had a situation with Astroworld. You know, they said 10 people died, something of that nature, and hundreds of people were injured in the situation. So he finally spoke out for the first time after he did an apology initially. He did an interview to talk about what happened with Charlemagne the God. So this is my review of the interview and my opinions, all right? He said he didn't really find out till really right before the press conference. Charlemagne says, you know, how you feeling? He said, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster experience, you know, because, you know, I'm always trying to experience things with the fans, and, you know, I'm connected to the fans, and I'm having, you know, I know we're having hurts and thoughts and grieving, and I'm like, you know, I'm going through this situation with them, and, you know, what is this lighting? It's him and Charlemagne in this dark room with just this light, and the shades are pulled in. You know, what was this film with? Like, black and white? I don't know. So I'm just like, what's the motive for the interview? He said, you know, you didn't respond to the people talking a lot about the situation, and, you know, you were golfing with Michael Jordan and Mark Wahlberg, you know, without addressing us, the people. And he said, you know, yeah, that was just something that he was doing. I'm sorry, he's trying to, you know, get back into, you know, life. Travis said he didn't hear the cries from the crowd when the music stopped. Even though people came on the stage and talked to him and tried to tell him you know, things were getting bad out there in the crowd. And he said, you know what you came to do. And, you know, I'm not with that right now. All right. He talks about doing charity work repeatedly, how much charity work he's involved in, how much charity work he's done in his charity work. He said, you know, there was raging and the energy of the night, and he trusted the pros to make people leave safely. And he says raging is not about harm, it's about fun and not harm, just like fun. And he believes that if something is detrimental, you know, the show should stop. He said, you know, he uses call and response, but he didn't pick up on any of what happened. At the first press conference, they said, you know, all they knew was that people had passed. He didn't know what was the extent of it. He didn't know what exactly was occurring in the crowds and things like that. And he said there was chaos and trampling earlier in the evening, and they should have stopped the show before his set came on. And, you know, it does come down to like poor planning and staffing. And he said the pros should take care of the crowd because, you know, the artist always leaves up to the pro to make sure that the crowd comes and enjoys themselves and leaves safely. So they're saying like Charlemagne's like Houston police chief didn't like the energy of the crowd and let them know that before the set. And he said, Travis said, that was like with the week's itinerary, and, you know, we were doing charity and such throughout the week. And no, Travis, he was talking about in the night when the same day the event was occurring, not during the week. Like the event itself, he was worried, and he said that to you, to your team, and you guys did not do anything about it. Not the week's itinerary, Travis. No. Charlemagne says, I can see this is weighing really heavy on you. And he said, yeah, he will take responsibility to have more insight, to know what's going on, where's the breakdown with the pros, and that's what they're trying to find out right now. And Live Nation and Scoremore are behind the event. And he says, Charlemagne says, well, the police said that they came to you and said they asked to stop the show, and it was like 45 minutes after the police and fire declared this a mass casualty event that the show was stopped. 45 minutes later. So Trent said, after the guest comes out, they told me after the guest comes out, we're gonna stop the show. They didn't tell me to stop the show at any time other than to tell me that after the guest comes out, we're gonna stop the show. I said, oh, okay. So I'm just like looking at the show, and I'm just like, is he like shape shifting in front of my eyes? Like, this nigga, like, I'm seeing him, I'm not seeing him. Like, he's up close, he's far away. Like, when they ask certain questions, he's like way in a shadow, and I'm just like seeing Charlemagne, but I'm not seeing him. Like, this man looked like a ghost to me. Like, I am not seeing a solid person. I just don't understand why. Is it a hologram? I don't know. I'm like, when did they record this? 1965? It's like semi-black and white. Like, what's happening? Travis looks at his fans as family and those who came to the show. He wants to always be there and wants to fix it, for the future. As a parent, Travis wanted this to be figured out, put their heads together and really act on it. Okay, and personally, yes, he's come under attack, but, reaction is more important. He want to actually step in and step up to really fix it and find out what was happening and everything. And he's still trying to find out how this could have happened. It's been a whole month later, but he's still trying to figure out how this could have happened. And he understands the rejection from the people because it's understandable, because, people lost people and so on and so forth. And then, Charlemagne is like, well, what are they talking about you being demonic and satanic? And he said, I'm a man of God. First of all, I'm a man of God. Okay, that's first. Okay, all right, man of God. But when people say God, what God? Which God? Like, which God? Like, there's one super supreme supernatural being, but there are different GODs. Like, so he says he wants his music to be special. It has different layers. There are misconceptions. The music does encourage violence. Most of the music is what he sees at the show. Oh, okay. It should be entertaining, his creativity, not the rage. What happened is not, because of his music. It didn't happen like off the music that he was doing. So people shouldn't feel like they shouldn't, not listen to him anymore. Maybe music can come out of it, like, out of the emotions and everything. Like, don't just reject him, So about the demonic affiliation, so there are theories. People take theories and they connect with visual, but it's the creativity. He's not a part of evil, but light and joy. People should come to his show and leave his shows and want to go out and do good, right? After you're told to like jump out the window or jump off 15 feet or rage or whatever, you should come out from the show and want to go out and do good. Okay. He thinks about safety first. The major steps to get to their safety first so people can come back is the problem and the concern. So whatever he's going to be doing next, his next venture, show, whatever, it's going to be make sure that it's safety first. He said he'll double down next time and look out and try for harder responses. He relies on call and response, so he had to increase that to try to make it better. He only saw one guy on the ground. He checked that everything was okay, and he got a good response. He didn't know if it was an ambulance for people, if somebody was wilding out there in the crowd, because all he seen was lights. He want to address the problems and the solutions. He's a leader, so he's happy to go and be the one to address the concerns and figure out what happened. He's always cared about the fans and not the business first. The best experience is what he's chasing for the people. So then Charlemagne says to him, do you care about the people who are disassociating from you? He said no. He said his colleagues know him, and anybody that he's associated with know him, so he doesn't feel any type of way about the people that are leaving, because obviously they do not know him and they're not a part of who he is. All right, so can he forgive himself? He said that's hard. He's being made into a villain. He said he was trying to be a hero, like a hometown hero, not a villain. Like he wanted to bring something back to Texas, like to the people of Texas, to like give something back to bring joy to the people and so on and so forth, according to the creativity and the type of music that he does. And this situation happened, and he does not feel good about it. He puts his faith in God, and his grandmother told him, and his mother and his father and his grandma and everybody told him to put his faith in God and hide behind his knee. And I said, well, that's exactly where you need to be. Find God Almighty, the God Almighty, and hide behind his knee, honey, because he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So if that's where the shadow and that secret place is behind his knee, you need to find it, get to it, and move away from demonic people. They are in your life that you are tethered to. Right. He said all his family was there too. That was tragic. I did not know that. So I know that must have been very sad. And it's sad for his family as a black man to see him say, hey, look, Ma, I made it. And then this be the result of the career that he fought so hard for and made sacrifices for and has done so much for, that he sacrificed probably things that we would never know. People are talking about whether him and Kylie are together. He said that's why I only do magazines with people that I, and he says the magazines and the media are going to try to figure out whatever, but they know their relationship, so they just stand strong on it. So he holds it. Who does he think is responsible? He said it's crazy. He has questions. What happened and why? And he's trying to figure that out. As an artist, the responsibility is always with the pros. All right. Since he did the interview, he's been removed from Coachella and also the Spike Seltzer brand Cacti. They discontinued his the Spike Seltzer drink. I think a part of it was a question when they said, do you feel bad about the people who are disassociating? I don't think Charlemagne was talking about his homeboys or homegirls. I think that Charlemagne was talking about the business contracts, deals, endorsements that he has that are running away from him after this situation. And I don't think that he got the question and answered the question in the way that would have been the best thing for his career. The interview. Okay, so I was over there on Clubhouse with AAyan X in AAyan X's room, and we were discussing the Travis Scott situation on last week. And so I didn't mention that I would be talking about it within my review and my commentary. One of the things that AAyan was saying is that we have to stop giving the artists, the entertainers, a pass about, the visuals that they use and the type of things that they seem to associate themselves with, and then they say, oh no, this isn't this and that, and this isn't this and that. Okay, so you use mystical images, because I don't want to say demonic, pagan, heathen, whatever, mystical images, mystical visuals, visuals that are tied to religions, tied to spirituality, and you use it to garner attention, to get sales, and to make your business viable. But then when something happens, you are saying, no, I didn't know, I'm not affiliated with it, that's not my religion, that's not my way of life, that's not my culture, or I just use it for that and I just use it for this. But if you know that there's an affiliation with that thing, and you are using that thing, then it stands to reason that the public opinion is that you are a part of that thing, and people are just not attending to that, right? So then we have the problem and the issue of like, okay, what's really happening when they fall into situations like this, where people are saying there was a demonic sacrifice and all of these things, and all of the occultic connections to what occurred, the time, the season, and all of these other things. We have to know we know that we know, right? And I do feel bad for Travis, because I don't think Travis understood or understands the type of when you see a shit like a boat, and you get on the boat and you're like, yeah, this boat is going to such and such a port, but I'm not going all the way to that port, so I'm gonna get off 5 stops or whatever, a bus, a car, whatever vehicle, and here in New York, right? Excuse me. We have a select bus. When I first came to New York, I didn't know what that was, so I got on the bus, and the bus was still like, I'm supposed to get off here, but the bus is going like to the next 3 stops, and I'm just like, wait. And that's the select bus. It doesn't stop at the local stops. It only stops at select stops, and that's just like the spiritual world. The bus doesn't necessarily stop at the stop that you want to get off on. That bus might take you extra couple stops, and you've been the one to walk back or find your way back to your stop so you can get to your destination, but you've been carried away. Excuse me. That's how spirituality is, right? And that's how these affiliations are, and it seems like that's what's taking place, and a lot of people are not prepared and they're not ready. And so when things happen like this, they're out there looking like, well, I don't know what happened, and I don't know how this could happen to me, and all of these things and all of those things. So that's something that I wanted to talk about, give you an update and a review of that interview. Child, I don't know what was occurring, because I do not know where and when they filmed this thing. This thing was filmed like, I don't know, like you could see Charlemagne, his face and everything. Sometimes you couldn't. Like, it was like filtered and filtered. I don't know. It was edited and edited and edited and edited. And the deepest and hardest questions, you did not get a close up of his face. You could not see what his face was really saying. He was in the dark. He was shape-shifting. He was transforming. He was mutating. I don't know what was going on, but it was weird for me, okay? For the quality of the Kardashians and, you know, Travis Scott putting on an Astro World, for this to be the quality of the video released by Charlemagne, like, what the hell did they use to film it with? Like, I'm just so confused. Was it two people just sat down and talked? Was it an interview, like, with lights and shit? Like, what happened? So that's also a question for me, because I'm sitting here looking like, what is going on? I'm confused badly. All right, so that's it for Travis Scott, y'all. You know we had to address that and get that out of the way. All right. I also wanted to talk about briefly Shenseaa. She got a new video with Russian talking about You're the One I Love. This one, I'm gonna give you a brief review. They love having her as a water nymph, so she came back as that again, and a flower child, and she gone right now. She's Alice in Wonderland. She's chasing the rabbit down the rabbit hole. Simply means she's associating. She can split personalities now. She'll be having her alter ego. She already has one Shen Yang instead of Shenseaa, so she already has an alter ego. So that alter ego will probably see it being more used, you know, coming up, you know, in the future, and so on and so forth. Maybe they'll give her a new name or whatever, because they love to give you a new name in the business. All right, so that's it for Shenseaa. I do like the song. I like the video. It's, you know, the run. She doesn't look natural doing the dancing like the R&B pop stars do, but she will become better and greater as she goes along with these types of choreography and things like that, because that's not really like a part of her normal way. But she looks like she's getting into it, and she'll get better as she goes along, because she looks like she's determined to get to where she wants to go. And so she looks like she'll take the steps and, you know, make the choices, and she has a determination, she has the drive, hopefully, and the push to do it. Congratulations to her, by the way, for winning her MOBO Award. And it's a big deal for us in Jamaica's demographic, because it is a big deal. She's the first woman to win a MOBO Award for Best Reggae Act. She's having a blessed year, according to dancehallmag.com. She's the first female artist to win the Reggae Award since its inception in 1996. The ceremony took place on December 5th and marked the first in-person show since 2017. And it's a voted award. She's going to release her debut studio album in early 2022 under Russian's label. So she signed with label. Okay, so she's with Epic She's with Ramesh, and she's now with Russian's label as well. All right. So she signed a 360 deal too. Apparently, allegedly. All right. So this it for Shenseaa and her MOBO Award. All right. So talk about all of that. So I wanted to talk about Jussie Smollett's guilty verdict briefly. Did I put anything about Jussie? Oh yeah. So Jussie Smollett was found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct for making false reports to police. He was acquitted on 1 count of felony disorderly conduct. He was charged with 6 counts of disorderly conduct of making false police reports about a battery and a hate crime. And a disorderly conduct charge for a false report is a class 4 felony and is punishable by up to 2 to 3 years in prison or a $25,000 fine. I don't think that he's going to be fined that greatly. I'm not exactly sure, but I do think that this man was given a script and a role to play. I believe that at the moment that he came out with this story and this Lifetime movie, he was hired to do so. I think that it was a distracting moment in time that was needed. It was right around he was found guilty. The hate crime, he did that in 2019. He was indicted on February 20, 2019 for disorderly conduct. For the charges that I just told you. So that was February 2019. And it was right around the time that they were getting ready. Right around the time that they were getting ready to arrest Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein was arrested July 2019. Jussie Smollett had his situation going on from February. And so there was a lot of distractions that was needed in the media at the time that he was put forth to give us this, given the script to come and give us this Lifetime movie that we saw, that we knew they was crazy from the Story King. Jussie Smollett came with a story, and child, when he got arrested, he told the police that he had a drug problem. Hold up. Let me give it to you. Just give me one moment. All right, so he said the person that attacked him was wearing a MAGA hat. He said they tied a noose around his neck, like he wanted like the attention of like black people. Like that could have started a race war. Like that's how serious it was, and that's the distraction that he was paid to do. I don't think they're gonna charge him like that strongly, because right after he has like so many people that he is connected to that this just seems like a farce, and it just seems like in the midst of the Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, this is what is occurring. It's Jussie Smollett. So like we would you know, it's more more like sensationalism tied to Jussie Smollett lying, this whole situation, him touching and the coke and the this and the that. And we got just laying over here that we need to be concentrating on to figure out what's going on with her, the things that are being released, the things that are being revealed, and all this stuff. And we are distracted by that. So I just think that that's what it is supposed to do. It's gonna go away. Is, you know, he gonna do a little time, even if they charge him. He gonna do a little time. He gonna come back out, and he gonna be rehabilitated, just like all of the people in our entertainment industry. Cause then everybody been arrested. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. All right, so rest in peace, Robbie from Sly and Robbie, Jamaican entertainers. Michael Nesmith from the Monkees. Rest in peace, Slim 400. He passed away too. There was another rest in peace. It was a lot of rest in peace. I don't know what was going on between last week and this week, child. Demarius Thomas, rest in peace. So rest in peace. That's my rest in peace segment. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about Trevian Kutti, the Trump supporter. She became Kanye West's publicist in 2018 when she stopped working for R. Kelly. She's now being outed as a MAGA op. She threatened the Georgia election official in order to try to sway the Georgia elections back in the presidential election. So that's T. And we're going to be watching that situation with Trevian. Let me see if I have anything to update on that. That was trending last week, and I wanted to talk about it. Okay, according to thesun.com, on December 10, 2021, it was reported that Kutti allegedly pressed a Georgia election worker to confess to bogus fraud charges. She's a brand strategist, marketer, and a publicist with a career success that spans easily over a decade. She has earned that title. Still not clear if she represents West. All right. So that's a part of the situation. We'll be keeping up with that to see if there's any updates or tea. Other than that, this is a part of the January 6th investigation. So she was telling the Georgia official that he is a loose end that needs to be tied up. Okay. So that's Trevian. We'll get back to Trevian at another time where we see what else is going on. That's police body cam. She was recorded on January 4th, according to Yahoo.com, pressuring the Georgia the official to confess to voter fraud allegations after the 2020 presidential election. She visited the home of Ruby Freeman on January 4th, 2021, and offered the woman help in the wake of death threats she was receiving after being targeted by both Trump and a far-right website, trumpeting allegations that Freeman and her daughter used suitcases of fake Biden ballots to help secure his victory. Those ballots were proven to be legit. Okay, so that's tea, and that's information that we need to be taking a look at, because this whole the whole January 6th. So this is another thing, guys. We're being distracted from that January 6th investigation right now with all of the sensationalism in the media, okay? All right, so that's it for that. Also, just in the Jamaican news, the Ministry of Health and Wellness says that Jamaicans will start receiving digital COVID-19 vaccination certificates as of next Friday, December 17. All right. Now I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was literally on damn, this is a long video. I was literally on what is that thing? Twitter space with Mother, Tea with Dre, T with Dre. So at T_with WIT Dre, the DRE, mother. In other words, housewife mother. So, you can find T with Dre in the Twitter space on a Monday, anywhere from 5:30 all the way back till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. I'm gonna tell Dre I got to find a way to come in and do proper homework and get him out the way, because I be so engrossed in this Twitter conversation that it be so interesting and I don't want to leave. So we were discussing the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We ended up discussing quite a few things last night. We were all over last night, but I did want to give you my commentary, and I did want to shout out T with Trey. You can catch me there on that platform every Monday, having Tea with Dre, talking about the Real Housewives in Twitter space. All right, so that's every Monday from 5:30 p.m. on up. Follow Tea with Dre so that you are able to catch the tea with me while I catch it. Sometimes the reality the housewives come in, sometimes they don't. Whether they do or they not, we have fun, we talk, we laugh, and it's a family space. Okay, all right, so it's a safe space to discuss whatever we want to discuss about reality. All right, so go follow at Tea with Dre so you can be there with me. All right, and I make sure that I share it as well. All right, so Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Fairweather Friends. So Lisa is talking about Whitney, calling her a little whiskey, saying that the girls, that they're weak little sheep. And Jen wants to meet up. Lisa is not with it. No consolations. Don't know much about Jen, she says. Lisa's treading lightly, meaning no communication. And she's saying that her friend was swindled and there was religious trauma and all that. So she's saying that she doesn't feel comfortable meeting with Jen. Mary's husband was discussing with Mary about the allegations the ladies were throwing up at Mary about what Cameron was saying. And Mary's husband says, you know, it's a Utah thing. Heather received a call from Jen. Jen wants to meet up and do lunch. Heather's like 100% yes, absolutely. She's just all in. Whitney is talking about receiving more information about Mary and Mary's church, and you know how she thought that Mary was a woman of God, and how Lisa drops those bombs about Cameron, but she's gonna sock it to Mary and she just needs help. Meredith is having the best season ever. I don't know. Jenny talking about the text message and the private investigation. So Jen and Heather. So Jen calls Heather. You know, it's like we were discussing this on Twitter Space at Tea with Dre. Like, Heather was so adamant about them being in trouble and they needed to know what's going on with Mary's church, and you know, these allegations now that Jen was found, you know, to be charged with these charges about scamming and hurting people, and you know, they were complicit in some type of way because they knew things and they said nothing and did nothing. And Jen calls and says, you know, I want to do lunch, and she's like, yes, you know, big old, I got you, babe, a big old hug. Jen says, you know, I called you when I got my new phone, right? Because the old phone is tied to the police. Heather was the only one with no questions asked, Jen said, and we can see. Heather, make up your mind, because you're starting to confuse me. You're confused the spirit. Jen needs a friend. Heather has no questions. I'm your friend. Heather, who has so many questions, asking none of them questions. She's asking none of them questions. She's asking none of them questions. Duh. Jen says it's a kidnapping. Knowing she's being arrested, that was tea. Wait. Jen says, I'm arrested, and they said, you know, you're under arrest, and they take me to this place, and I'm in a black room, and, you know, I'm handcuffed to the chair by my left hand, and I'm asking them, where am I going? Where are you taking me? And Heather's like, yes, and I need a lawyer. And she's, well, you know, I didn't think I needed a lawyer because I haven't done anything wrong. And Heather's like, yeah. She says, They held Omar at gunpoint, and there were red laser pointers and AR-15 guns, and the pointers were pointed at his chest, and they were AR-15 guns and Omar and Hakeem. Oh my God, and that's scary. And my kids, and and Heather's silent. And she's silent. She's like, yeah, that's terrible. That's really terrible. And Jen looks richer than ever in this big fur red coat. Jen is giving us fashions in the middle of all of these prison flakes, right? Purr. So she says the government doesn't have much evidence because they don't know what they're talking about, and I can't wait to be found innocent. So, Heather's like, well, what was Stuart? Is he your assistant? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, Stuart's business was not my business. Stuart had other businesses. That's not my business. I didn't know what Stuart was doing. She said, I walked in and Stuart looked at me and he said, I'm sorry. And I'm like, did he sing like a canary? Like, what's happening, child? Jen is running away from Stu. He's not her business partner. He's her assistant, but she doesn't know his businesses. Heather is like, why is Jen running away from Stu? Heather, the woman is billing her alibi, okay? This is where we're at. Lisa, she's talking about Lisa calling her attorneys and how very stressed she was. And she tells Jen, oh, Lisa wants to distance herself from you. Jen was made about me, all right? Meredith has placed a period on the relationship, period. Jen is going to need an apology when she's found innocent. So I am hoping she's found innocent because I want to see them eat crow. Like, literally do. Okay, so Whitney's business, Wild Rose Beauty is rebranding from Iris and Beau. I still don't know what Whitney's business is. I haven't seen one product yet. I've been looking and I don't see anything. I haven't seen anything, and I didn't even know she had a damn business till she started rebranding. So the money went out. Not much money came back in. She doesn't know the number spent on the business. She spent about $250K as a deposit into the business, and Daddy has to co-sign. Okay. She applied for $1 million line of credit. He said with his age difference, he wants to have a foundation for leaving her and his family something. Like, come on, Whitney, what are you doing? You need a plan and a purpose, boo. You need a ministry. You need a cause. Like, you need a planner. You need to sit down. You need to get it together. Like, you can't just be putting money, throwing money, putting money, and there's no idea of what's coming, or what you're doing. Like, so we're in Mary's home, and I'm looking at Mary's closet, and I don't know, it's big and plentiful. Mary's closet is definitely giving. I think it's very disrespectful to go after Mary for her religion. It's very disrespectful to talk about her religion as a cult when black people religion versus, like, say, Mormonism is 100% difference. Is no way to come together and put it together. So there, enough of that. Go talk to Joel Osteen with the money in the walls, okay? Meredith's makeup while horse riding was beautiful. I was blown away. Lisa feels manipulated by Jen, and she had no clue what was happening, and Jen's treatment was not good, and she's a good friend, and she can't understand. And Meredith feels like Mary didn't get to stand up for herself at the last meeting, and Lisa's not taking any responsibility. Lisa's upset and offended, and this is offensive, and so on and so forth. Lisa is not accepting Meredith, saying all of us are guilty of something. Lisa left the collective convo and went to Mary on her own and tried to throw blame on Whitney, and Meredith is wondering why she's so hard-headed. Then Lisa says, oh, they made it about me. I'm not trying to make it about me. They're making everything about me. They are counting Lisa Barlow's in their head. At night before they go to sleep, they're not counting sheep. They're counting Lisa Barlow's. She said Heather and Whitney are as bad as Jen. I'm like, really? This is too much. Jenny's food testing was cute and brings a good family note, but Jenny, I know your baby, your daughter, she's very cute. Like, she should get her own show for kids with shows, but I don't know, this is not enough to bring carry the season. Coach Shaw's favorite Popeye's fried chicken is interesting. I don't know why they have this woman serving him this fried chicken. It looked dry, it looked cool. Popeyes, I just don't know, like, this is Jen Shaw, this is Coach Shaw, like, we should have, like, some seafood, I don't know. Jen thought Lisa would have been there. Lisa's not giving Mary an inch because she has her business, and you know the retainer is 1.5 million, and Coach Shaw is there, but Jen says his family is not reaching out, and Coach Shaw says my family loves you, so you know he shut that down. We're not going to talk about my family, we're not going to make my family look bad, and we're not going to do that today. He said his faith will not, he says, my faith will not falter, and I will never leave you. No, not ever, 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 ever. So I'm just like, okay. Now I hope to God Coach Shaw never leaves, because what occurred when Coach Shaw was away and Jen was in prison and for 5 minutes, and Lisa was on the bus talking about Meredith, Heather saying that she put, Jen into the Lyft or Uber or whatever, and she jumped out halfway down the road, and Lisa saying that maybe she was meeting with so-and-so, and she's going to call so-and-so and ask about it, and knowing Jen's business and dropping the tea and letting us know that there's another man involved, possibly, allegedly, probably, likely, most. Yes. Coach Shaw, I hope his faith will not falter and he will not leave her. Hello. Whitney spent $20,000 on her photo shoot with no product, with the new name. With her wearing the clothes on the episode with the old name of the business. So if you're rebranding, why are you wearing the fashions? It's a fashion show with no fashions. Jenny, Heather, Whitney at Whitney's event. Heather's glad she has Whitney, but she doesn't need anybody else. But she need to tell Whitney forget the business to get her. Who's running it? What is it? What's happening? Where's the product? Why are we spending $20,000? Like on what? The wall, the white wall, and the pictures. Like who? Like where? Heather hopes and prays that Jen is innocent. Whitney called Cameron and talked for 3 hours, and Cameron's situation is worse than they thought. Whitney plans to go to Lisa to try to bring Mary down. Whitney's been friends for a long time, but many don't seem to care. Okay, guys. Just to let you know, and I didn't know until I went into the Twitter space last night that Cameron Williams, the guy who appeared on the episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, who was talking about Mary, passed away. Okay. This is Cameron. If you remember him, he was on this guy here. He was on the episode talking about Mary and saying Mary was dangerous and all of this, and they said Cameron mortgaged his house and gave Mary $300,000 and so on and so forth. Cameron passed away. So I wanted to say rest in peace. I didn't even know that. He passed away last June. Yeah. Cameron passed away, guys. Lisa honors him after his death. She actually put up a post about Cameron on her social media saying that he had left to go home to Chicago. She didn't know that would be her last time seeing him, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so rest in peace, Cameron. I wanted to talk about that for a brief moment. I did not even know that till I went on Twitter space last night to Tea with Dre when they were talking about it, because they're like, why are we still talking about Cameron when Cameron is not even here to speak for himself? If we don't have footage, like, we should just like leave it alone. But whatever, it's Bravo TV and they do what they do. So, child. So rest in peace, Cameron. And it's next week for me because Lisa, Mary, Jen, Meredith, and the whole gang, everybody gonna be in one place at one time. It's a whole lot going on. Meredith is mad that they done put her at an event with Jen because she already said don't invite me if you're inviting her to film. Lisa's deflecting, Jenny's screaming, Heather's husband admits the religion is a cult, and people are implying that Mary had something to do with Jen's arrest, saying that Mary said, oh, this is what happens when you mess with my church. So that's a lot, okay? All right, so I am totally done with that. That is my review of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was funny. It was a good episode. It was giving. Whitney's definitely giving with the fashions with no fashion, the fashion show with no fashions. So Whitney, step it up. Like anything you're gonna do next, gotta be like showcasing your actual product, even if it's water in the bottles. I don't know what you got. I don't know what you're doing. You have not introduced your product. You have not introduced anything to show us what your business is or anything like that since you started these 2 seasons. Whitney, you need to get it together because you were my highest contender for best read. And it's like every time you should get the read out, you're like faltering. And we were talking about that in Twitter space as well. Like, sis, if you get it together, you will run these ladies' heads. You guys, you and Heather, y'all need to put it together so you can have more strength as a dynamic duo and not bad weather. Mary, you just gonna continue to give us the fashions. We gonna walk up in your closet. That lady cannot do your closet by herself. She needs a team. You got to hire like 5 people to come in and do what they do. Mary, for my Christmas gift, I would just take anything from your vintage closet. And that's what they do. Lisa Barlow, she's our it girl of the moment, but she's not owning it, and so therefore she's just coming across as a bitch. Bitch, if you gonna be a bitch, say I'm a bitch and be that bitch and stand in that bitch. All right, that's what I'm gonna need from you. Heather, you are killing me because like you definitely are like flip-flopping. Like if you're gonna stick with morality and integrity and all of that, you got to give it to us all the way, 100%. It's not a different story for Jen than for anybody else. And if we're talking about Jen's problems, Jen's legal issues as to why the group needs to have a new dynamic, you can't just jump back into Jen's arms like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, when I got a divorce, Jen was there for me and I want to be that friend for her. No, she went to jail. She was arrested for scamming. It's a totally different situation. So what's your moralistic view on that? Are you just going to support your friend because she's a friend, or are you looking at it as like, okay, I need to do this in this certain way or whatever? So that's a question that I have for you, Heather. Get it together. I need my team to get it together because I definitely love Heather and I definitely love Whitney, but they're just not giving at this moment, and I need them to be more ferocious. I need them to like, yes. And I know that Mary will get her stuff together. I see Mary had a new hairdo. She's trying to put it together. I know Mary gonna get her stylist. She's gonna put her 1s and 2s, and she's gonna get the 3s and the 4s, and it's gonna be a perfect 10. All right, so that's it for my review of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I had a great time, and just catch the beginning of my show. Titi, do you love me? Blame it on K-Way. We did that review on the earlier portion. I love Blame It on K-Way, so that's why I'm dressed like this, y'all. So don't laugh. It's you know me. I take it serious, like real serious. All right, so that's it for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and now we're going to move into One More Chance. Okay, so Micah's gonna feel the girls out for the One More Chance final episode. All right. It's not so bad, and Bougie's taking a break, relaxing and stuff. She's like, I'm just taking a break. Micah says it's not time for a break, Bad and Bougie. Breaks out the front door, people taking breaks out the front door, going places with other men and so on and so forth. Is that you? No. He said half and half. The age might be off. You ain't got no kids. Okay. You the most mature, pretty, but you're violent, you're crazy and immature, and you know something prostitution whore. What? So, my darling telling Bad and Bougie's like, what? He said, yeah, like you here for clout. You're crying on cue, like, you know, you're opera singing and all the day. Like, what are you here for? Are you here for TV or are you here for my brother? So she says, no, I'm here for Chance and you're going to find that out. I'm going to show that to you. He's like, all right, well, you know, let me think on it. So then he meets with Soulja Girl. She's like, hey, brother-in-law. He's like, yeah, did you get married? She said, you know, it's in the works. He said, you acting like you got these, like, in the bag. Like, what's happening? You on social media, you everywhere acting like you won this already. He having a combo, like she acting like she, you know, got the winning as somebody in a tour or something. He said, you giving up the cat and spreading it ain't meaning you winning. Micah don't like that. Is she a bed warmer? He's like, you got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. Chance don't need no more kids. She feel like, you know, they spend time together and they're getting to know each other and it's gonna connect. He's like, yeah, but I don't really think so, and I don't think my brother needs what you're offering, so you definitely not my choice, okay? So now they're meeting together, Chance and Bad and Bougie and Soulja Girl. Bad and Bougie, they had a moment with Chance to drink some champagne to get ready for elimination. So Bad and Bougie starts giving it to Soulja Girl for her outfit. She said her outfit looked like Goodwill, child. I'm done. Chance said, so she opened a bottle of champagne because Chance ain't know how to open it or whatever. And she sprayed the bottle and the champagne was wetting him up and wetting up his shoes. And she's like, are you really looking at your shoes? He's like, hell yeah. And Soulja Girl's like, oh, she didn't mean to do that for real. That was an accident. So I'm just like, yes, girls, pick up for sister girl. So Bad and Bougie said, you know, leaning for a kiss. Chance is like, don't touch me with your wet hands, girl. Soulja Girl said Bad and Bougie is her grandma age. Soulja Girl baby daddy is living at Soulja Girl house. They said Soulja Girl got child ways. She's childlike. Bad and Bougie got fake lips and a fake booty. Then they had an interplay and Bad and Bougie said she got to go home. Said Soulja Girl told her she got to hurry up and go home because nobody in there to watch her kids and her baby daddy got to go to work. Mess. And Soulja Girl gets mad saying Bad and Bougie talking about her kids and she want to fight over that. And she's like, don't talk about my kids. Don't talk about my kids on Word to Life. Don't talk about my kids. So Chance trying to calm it down. She pushing him the hell away. Soulja Girl said she got her own house. Bad and Bougie about to close on the house. She said, Bad and Bougie, if you want to come live in my house, you could live in there too. So that was a mess. Chance, next scene is getting his makeup done. Looking like a Michelangelo painting, getting his makeup done. They done brought in Black Elvis, the designer, child. He come in, I remember, mama, him look like him need him one show. Give Black Elvis a show. The designer give him a show like how they had that guy on the first Real Housewives of Potomac. On the first Real Wives of Potomac, that designer Chappelle. What's the name of that guy? Chappelle. Hold on. I'm gonna find it now. I got these. He was with Mariah. Hold on. It's taking me a minute, but I'm gonna get to it because I want to shout him out. No, that's not. Yeah, that's. Nope. No, that's Married to Medicine. Hold on. Married to Medicine. I think that was Married to Medicine. You see how I am? I'm sorry, y'all. Alright. Rico, is it Rico Chappelle? Yes, Rico Chappelle. So Rico could be I love Rico and I love his fashion. So Black Elvis is another Rico Chappelle, but a whole different vein of people. So I want to see listen, the way all Black Elvis look, I just want him on a show because when him come in and I do him thing and rate it, blah, 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 him just make me laugh 100%. So I just want to see more him, bring him back. So Bad and Bougie. So now Micah comes to Chance and he's like, Chance, I wanted to tell you because I seen something in the tea, and the tea in the outside is that, you know, Bad and Bougie is a prostitution whore and she wants to get paid for the cat. That's why she ain't give up no cat to you, because she wanted you to pay for the cat. So Chance is like, what? He's like, yeah, for real. So she's like, oh my God. Anyway, so the girl still lamenting about she thought Yola was gonna be the final tour, but no, girl. Chance, they both came downstairs, they both got on white. He like, what the hell? They both thinking they getting married? I don't know. Bad and Bougie, she perfect with no baggage. He said she said they both got issues. He said they both got issues and men at home. Soulja Girl got these shoes on and this shit done happened to me before. My friend Sasha invited me to her work Christmas dinner at her job. I done got dressed and put them damn shoes on. Mind you, I had not been nowhere in damn near 2 years. And I went out, didn't I? I had the high heel shoes on. We went to one place and we was going to another place. They was like Baby Sham and all these other artists gonna be at the damn place. So you know, we like, yeah, we go in there. She know the people and this and that. So we walk in. That's when I met my friend Rochelle. That was Sasha's friend. We all friends. So that was my first time meeting Rochelle. So at the end of the day, we got there. So you know, I'm walking and my feet started giving away, like just like how Soulja Girl was walking. I feel my feet start to, you know, like tremble and shit. I need to get off of them, and like I'm walking and my feet turn to jello, and I'm just walking and falling. That's all. So here, Russia, stop! Come on, man, stop walk and drop, man, stop walk and drop. So wait, Soulja Girl. So for that reason, I would not go off on Soulja Girl. Because this shit done happened to me before and I know what it feel like. Alright? It's embarrassing and everything. I took them damn shoes off. I don't care. Like, so, it's funny as hell when Bad and Bougie said, just take them off. She said, I could take them off. Bitch, ain't nobody tell you to take that shit off. You take that shit off. You want to take that shit off. So, she started to fall. Chance said, yeah, you know, take them off since they're not sturdy. Soulja Girl, like, the hell? Oh, so she started to fall. She said she gonna keep them on because she ain't like when Chance said that and she felt some type of way, right? So she kept her shoes on. They talking. She started to fall. She grabbed her Bad and Bougie, who moved. She said, don't do that. Bad and Bougie started to help her. Soulja Girl still trying to rock with the shoes after Chance said you could take them off if they not sturdy. She felt bad and she kept her damn shoes on. Oh, God, girl. So then he says Bad and Bougie come forward. Bad and Bougie was not chosen. So when she was not chosen, she said, all right, no problem. She had a hugging session with Chance for 5 minutes like she was his mama. She nearly rocked him to damn sleep. Chance said she had a devilish eye. He said, bye, Satan. Girl, so he calls Soulja Girl up and he's like, babies, baby daddies, Bad and Bougie saying, sound home too. From the background, bitch, you ain't leave. Soulja Girl falling down. Soulja Girl don't listen. He said there's no focus and she falling all over the place. Soulja Girl, she's like, no. He's like, I don't know if you want me. You got the baby daddies, you got the babies, you got all this going on. She's like, no. no, it's none of that. You not going. He said, I don't know if I'm gonna make the wrong choice. She's like, no, you not. It's nothing wrong. I love you. It's just these shoes. My feet hurt. That's all. That's the only thing that's wrong right now. My feet hurt. So he's like, Soldier Girl, I'm not gonna choose you. You can go. So she says, all right, no problem. She walks off. He's like, about to have his moment. He picks up his hat. You know, he looks at it. You know, he's about to, you know. She comes back without the shoes. She said, okay, I took them off. I'm ready. That was epic. That was epic. Chance is like, Soldier Girl, no, it's not going to work. She like, you serious? He like, yeah, I'm serious. She like, oh, okay, all right then, all right. And the season ends. None of them were chosen. And I get to come back for season 3. I'm excited. Oh, get out. Like, I'm not even going to lie. All right, I think I covered everything. I wanted to tell y'all about the Jamaican artist, Freddie Mcgregor. He's a longtime artist from Jamaica. According to dancehallmag.com, Freddie Mcgregor signs a deal with Warner Music. I don't know if you know Freddie, but this is one. He should be a national hero. Freddie is one of our artists. It's a whole McGregor family. They have a bloodline. He has a legacy. He's Big Shit Boss, Freddie McGregor. He has a son, Stephen the Genius McGregor. Both of them are now with Warner Chappell Music. They signed a worldwide publishing deal with the American company. The deal covers the full catalog of McGregor's almost 6-decade career, which spans the ska, rocksteady, and reggae genres. Freddie has more than 40 albums to his name. He's among the latest singer-songwriters to join forces with Warner Chappell, whose music catalog consists of over 1.4 million compositions and 65,000 composers with offices in more than 40 countries. All right, so he signed a publishing deal with them to do his whole catalog. All right, I wanted to shout him out for that. And that's it for Freddie McGregor in the Jamaican news today. I also wanted to talk about Wheel of Time, the Wheel of Time review for episode 5. It was great. It was awesome. Now everybody come together. Everybody meet up. Like they had been separated when they went to the Shadow Place, and now we met the queen mother of the Aes Sedais, and her and Moraine seem to have a special relationship, so y'all gotta catch that. Moraine, she's on a special mission. I still don't know what her mission is, but she got a mission with the Mistress, and it transcends everything else. They're working together. There's some covert operation going on, and basically that's it. The 5 of the people that we think are one of them is a dragon, or together they're the dragon. They're all headed to go towards the dark one. They're taking the fight to where he is. And that's about it. So that was a good episode. I'm excited. I can't wait for Friday so I can see the next episode, child. I done introduced my daughter to the damn show. She talking about it reminds her of Game of Thrones. That's why she never watched Game of Thrones and this and that. I went to the kitchen on Friday and I seen that she was watching. So I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time without me? She's like, yes. I was like, what? I was totally thrown because I'm like, this is my show. And why did she do that? I do not know. But I wanted to let y'all know about my latest review of Dead. And it was a great episode, well thought out, well put together, and I'm going to continue watching, just so you know. All right? So there's that. I did watch The Real Housewives of Orange County real quick, episode 1. I'll bring episode 2 tomorrow. Heather doesn't know how many bathrooms she has. Gina, she has Travis and Emily. Shannon is girls want to leave the nest. Shannon's girls want to leave the nest. Heather and Shannon have a stormy history. Emily says she did her head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and she looked good too. Shannon's confessional is beautiful. Noella, she says she met her husband online, fooled around, and fell in love. Well, I don't know what happened. They got a sex dungeon. It's a whole trap. Heather's not going to the sex dungeon. Shannon doesn't want to see Nicole Weiss. I don't know. Dr. Jen's husband is hot. Gina saying Heather's closet is Belle, Beauty and the Beast. Noel said she has to dumb herself down to hang with the OC Lemonheads. That was tea. So that's it for episode 1. I'll be bringing you episode 2 in my next video of the Real Housewives of Orange County with a better review, because it'll be a better take. Real Housewives of Orange County, I think I used to watch them before and I stopped watching it somewhere around the Vicky time. I think that's the one. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna speak with T with Dre and figure that out. So guys, I think that's my show, and I think that's all for today. I think I did get everything in. Yes, I did. So I got all of that, and I got all of that. And I wanted to talk about a movie on Netflix called Single All the Way. It's an LGBTQ movie with two LGBTQ guys that have been best friends. Single All the Way have been best friends, now streaming on Netflix. They've been best friends for like 10 years, and the one guy is going home for Christmas, but like his family, you know that old story where the family always trying to like set you up with somebody. So his family's trying to set him up with somebody every time he come around. So he didn't want to go to Christmas by himself because he know that they look at him as a failure because he doesn't have a relationship. So he asked his best friend, like, you know, why don't you come with me for Christmas and we pretend that we're together, you know, that type of story or whatever. And they said, all right, they're going to fool the family. They're going to go together. Anyway, they went together, but as soon as they get there, like, his mom had somebody in mind for him to have a blind date with. So his friend is like, okay, go on the blind date. He goes on the blind date. He likes the guy. They do kick it for a little bit. But then the family like the best friend, and they think that they love each other and they should be together. So they do a little bit of covert influencing to get them together. They end up together, and it is a great movie. It's called Single All the Way on Netflix, and it is streaming now. All right, so that's basically it for me. The only thing I didn't talk about is the Armenian religion that I'm going to go into more in depth for you. And I'm going to talk about Doja Cat on my next video because I have some things that I want to talk to you about with Doja Cat. All right, so that's it. It's been great. I had a great time talking to you. I done brought you the tea, the coffee, the lavish, and everything in between. You have been rocking with Mona in the Fatigable Heights. As always, coffee, tea, or lavish. Shopping spree for me. I'm a money tree. 7 of the key cut 4+3. And when you come out, I'll wipe off a flea, man. Pay don't panic. I'm going to take charity, right? That's all. Right there, so she. All right, remember guys, we're gonna start doing our artist interviews come January, starting with Sandy Starr. That's gonna be our first artist interview. Hopefully we get that out by the first week in January. I'm trying to work on it now, so we'll see how that goes. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is some more different interviews. I'll let you know as we go along what plans we have for 2022. I'm gonna do a video for the end of 2021. I want to thank you guys for the 2,000 plus subscribers. I want to thank you for all the comments and all of the likes that I have received. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for listening to me. I love you. Bye bye.